We keep being told that we need a long-term funding solution for adult social care. And there's another warning today about the costs of not sorting it out. It's the impact on unpaid carers of our reliance on them. And it comes from the Local Government Association, which represents councils in England and Wales, who say the health and the well-being of many carers is under huge pressure. Carers like Jacqui Harrison, who looks after her brother Mark, who has Huntington's disease. Before we talk to her, let's just hear the two of them together.
Help driving you? What kind of things too?
Yeah, go out with ice cream.
We'll go out for an ice cream, yeah?
I should go to the doctor's appointment.
Doctor's appointment, dentist? Yeah? What about at home? What kind of things?
Yeah, I shall make all my food.
Shower you and make all your food, yeah? Herky doke then.
Jacqui Harrison and Mark. And Jacqui Harrison's in our radio car now. Good morning to you.
Morning.
And the first obvious thing, hearing you within there, is you're his translator, really, aren't you? You're his eyes and ears to the outside world.
Yeah, sadly I am now. Unbelievably, when you listen to that, he's got 2 degrees, a degree in English from Leeds and a degree in history from Huddersfield, so a very bright young man, 46. But now he's struggling to do pretty much everything. Huntington's robs you of your sort of ability to talk and walk and speak and think, and the speech is really trying to go. So as well as doing everything on a day-to-day basis, it is very much I'm becoming one of the only ones who's sort of able to pick up on what he's saying.
So how many hours a day do you spend with him?
24/7. He lives with me full time. So with it being a genetic disease, Mum died of it when I was 12 and he was 6, and I became his full-time guardian when I was 18 and he was 12. And he's been kind of on and off, not well, probably all of his adult life. Looking back, it possibly has sort of been the Huntington sort of manifesting very slowly, and then the movement disorder came on about sort of visibly maybe 15, 16 years ago, and I've been caring naps 24/7 probably about the last 8 or 9 years.
Did you, when you started off, did you sense that it would get to this?
Yeah, I think so, because with it being a genetic disease, I'd seen it before. So my grandmother was at home, she'd lost her husband with it, and then watched both her son and daughter die from it. So you've got that sort of history with it. At that time, they actually spent the last few months in the local lunatic asylum, Stores all in Huddersfield. But that level of care has always been.
Did you think though
needed.
that with that level of care that you would get more help as it progressed?
Possibly, I think, yeah. It's getting a lot more difficult now because it's quite a physical thing, is washing him and toileting him and doing all these quite personal things is quite a difficult thing to do for your brother. But with it being such a complex disease, the care that is available isn't always understanding of the condition. So we had a breakdown with care, and somebody came a while ago and really thought it was a matter of just taking him for a coffee. But to actually get him to the point of taking him outside, somebody's got to run round, do the washing, give him his breakfast, which can take an hour and a half, clean him up, change him, get him sorted for the day. So the sort of running around 2 hours before would be up to me. So it's not really even giving you any sort of a break.
What's it done to your hope of a family life, of any kind of ordinary life?
You don't have an ordinary life with that. I think the disease and then caring for the disease within a family. There's 3 of us in the house, my brother and my partner. So with my partner, I can't remember the last time we went out for a coffee together. Holidays and things are non-existent. And so you become institutionalised, and I think caring, and I don't think it's particular to Huntington's disease, I think it's caring per se, because it's going on behind closed doors in people's houses. There's very little awareness of the isolation and the kind of problems that people are facing. I think if we were out on the street and homeless or something, and it's in people's face, and you were tripping up over as you went to get your morning coffee, you're very, very visible. But I think caring, so much of it is in going on behind closed doors, and people have give up a lot, careers, pensions. It's a massive economic impact on families as well.
And it is, I mean, the mental stress, quite apart from the physical side of it and the fact that you're coping with your brother and all the rest of it, that mental side of it must just, well, sometimes bring you to the point of desperation.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and even at that point of desperation, and sometimes people say, oh, well, I think you need some help, and that's the last you hear, because I don't think either the system's not set up to help, or they don't know what to do, and you're very dependent, like my partner, so you can't do anything without it being dependent on somebody else. So even healthcare appointments, like they've talked about, because it's a genetic disease that has affected me a lifetime, I'm trying to get some kind of psychology, but merely to get to the appointment involves so much organising, and how somebody has to be at home and I have to organise this. It's very, very difficult. So things go on the back burner, and you just get in your daily routine and get through the day till, well, not 9 till 5, because it isn't. It's 12 till it's 24 hours, really.
Well, Jacqui, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and it is, of course, so much more effective to hear from someone who actually does it rather than the simple report from the local government association. But it is worth finishing by saying that they are saying that there is rising demand, increasing costs, and that there is huge pressure on families, and there's certainly, obviously, pressure on you. Jacqui Harrison, thank you.
Thank you.